Hello everyone on the 9th Bangalore Short Film Festival. My name is Santiago Arcos. I'm also known by Pistachin, which you'll see on the credit of Cedar, that short film that has been selected for the 9th Bangalore Short Film Festival, fact that I'm really thankful to. And I'm here to talk to you about a little bit of that short film, and the best way to explain a story is start by the beginning. So how we wrote, how we came up with this idea. It's, I think, a funny story. I met with a friend called Jordi Rebulleda, which is a writer and also a screenwriter that helped me write the first short film that I shot and directed, and we just met for a brainstorming to come up with the next idea. And after 3 hours, more or less, we had a decent idea, something more than one idea, but just like a major idea that we said, okay, this is going to be the next thing. That being done, we said, hey, let's go for a walk. We live in a very beautiful city, so let's go for that. We were walking, talking about our life, personal life, some small talk, and then we started talking about horror films, how we liked horror films, how the market is with horror films, and how if you're a new director or writer or producer, there's a niche on the horror film festivals because there are not as many. The proportion, it's a good proportion, I mean. And then so we said, okay, let's do what would be our horror film. We started thinking about new ideas, what could we do, but just it was never like a real project. It was just like ideas that we were just speaking out loud. And we said, hey, this looks good. Hey, why, I mean, I like this idea. What if we do this? What if we do that? What with this idea we could try this, try that, and we could do it really easily. And it was, hey, okay. Let's just put aside the first idea that we had in the 3 hour meeting, and let's do this. Let's do this thriller. Let's do this horror film. And then so that's what we did. We started writing. We started writing with an idea on our mind that was, we know what are the struggles of a low budget film, so don't go too big. And that's what led to us having a really accurate representation on the image of what we wrote. We really knew what we could do, what we had the resources to do, and what we couldn't do, or what we didn't have the resources to do. So I'm really proud of what we did, of how we wrote something, and that's, I mean, really close to what you see on the screen. Of course, when you come to shooting, to editing, to lighting, to any step of the production of a film might change a little bit the idea, but it's quite accurate. Which I think it's necessary to talk about two of the major struggles that we had, like when we were doing this short film. One of them, as I have already mentioned, is the low budget thing. We got money from friends, crowdfunding, and my own pocket, and we had a good amount of money, but not really big amount of money, not the amount of money you would have if you had a company, a production company backing you up. So we had to ask a lot of favors. One of them, like the biggest one, was to a school, a film school. I didn't study on that school anymore. I had studied on that school. It's called ECIP, which stands for Escola de Cinema de Barcelona, which, if you translate from Catalan to English, would be the Barcelona Film School. They really were really nice people with us, even though we were not anymore students. And they lent us camera, optics, so all type of gear for like mainly photography, but also other things. We could use like help from their students. Their students came to do like the minor or like lower roles on the technical on the crew, which helped us a lot. Had to have enough people working on the short film and to do it at a good pace. And that's how we solved one of the biggest issues that a person has when they're shooting a low budget film. And the second issue is more related to our short film. It's that we needed an apartment. The story is it only happened in one apartment, and we needed one that could fit all of our requirements, and we didn't find it. It was really hard. I mean, if you had the money, you can always rent the best one, or if you have the money, you could like build it on a. But we couldn't. So in the end, what we did was we found two apartments that they fit a little bit our needs. So we talked to both of them. Both of them were agreed on doing it, but it was like, hey, which one are we going to choose? And one of the producers said, hey, why not do both? Why not just do half of the story in one apartment and the other half on the other apartment? They look the same, so we said that could be something. And then we had it. If you have seen the short film, you'll say, hey, those are two apartments. Yes, those are two apartments. It's one of the things that I'm proud of what we did, and mainly not me, but the team, the crew, the script, the photography crew, everyone did an amazing job. The art department did also an amazing job to make both apartments look the same, and just like the editing works out. The magic of filmmaking, of film, is what makes you think that it's just one apartment. So if you have already seen it, go watch it again. Try to find where one apartment ends and what the other one doesn't starts. And if you haven't, I mean, I don't think you will find it. Like it's not obvious, but feel free to to try to find the spot where one ends and the other one starts. And those were like the major things that we dealt with. Sorry, I needed a break. I cannot talk for that long. The other thing we were talking about the two apartments that we had, which, as you might see, are both really white, really light, and also we shot on lots of daylight shots, and lots of a really big part of the story is set on daytime, and that's one of the things that I think that makes our short film special or unique, if I may say that, is that it's not dark and set on a really horror type of place, a house. You might see horror movies set on an old cabin or in a mansion or in something really dark, on maybe a castle in the woods, something like that. And ours, it's a modern place on in a city. It's really white, and that's what makes us different. And that's what we try to like talk about the show when we promote our short film, that we do on like 75 to 25% first horror film festivals, and then 25 non-horror film festivals, like the Bangalore Short Film Festival, which again I'm really thankful to be chosen to have our short film being selected on this festival. Because when you do a horror film, yes, you have to target horror film festivals, but not only. And when you're not targeting you're targeting the non-horror film festivals, you need to be sure that there are good festivals. They are like festivals that can promote you good. So if you're ever doing something like we are, when you target those non-horror film festivals, just like, be very picky, but do it and don't focus just on the horror film festivals and nothing else. That will be all. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for watching Cedar. If you haven't done it yet, I encourage you to do it. And I hope that you stay safe on these hard times, and hope to get your feedback from the short film. Bye bye.